I want to share with you our future-ready workplace support framework. And it involves creating awareness, developing a digital roadmap within the organization, having consultation with cross-functional teams in the organization, doing skills assessment, developing learning pathways, implementing monitoring and evaluation. Let me take you through what we are saying. First of all, we need to create awareness in the organization on where we are currently in the changing work environment and how it will impact your particular industry and how your organization as a company is planning to respond to that. Then one needs to know what are the tools, what are the technologies, what are the courses out there that we can consider that is related to our industry, to our work processes in our particular company or organization. That means looking at where you are now, what are the steps you need to take to arrive at that point of competency where you can function at a different level, where you're now able to use digital tools to enable you to advance your productivity, advance your competitiveness, and streamline your work processes so that you can get much more done, you can satisfy your customers, and so forth. You will need to engage with people who have the necessary skills in the technology, people who have the skill set within your industry, and you yourself know your organization must come together as a team to develop a digital roadmap for your organization. The last thing you would want to happen is one department is using a particular software. They don't talk to one another, rather use AI to help you to streamline and to integrate. So cross-functional teams engagement in this exercise is essential. Now, let's do a skills assessment amongst our team to determine where is everyone at in terms of where we want them to be. You would then have to determine for particular roles, what level of digital fluency is required for a person to function in this particular role. Depending on the role that is required, maybe an entry level is just sufficient. At another level, you need intermediate level of competency. At another level, you need mastery. That is going to take him to the level of competency that is required at this particular stage. How long is it going to take? Maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 6 months. It depends on where he is right now and what kind of training is required. So you need to have learning pathways designed for particular roles in the organization. And now this kicks into what Anisha said initially, that you need to look at training in terms of 2 to 3 year cycles. So learning pathways are essential. First thing we notice that there is always a resistance to change, obviously, because you are taking people out of their comfort zones to adopt new things. People feel challenged, and that was mentioned in the previous presentation about FOBO. And so as an organization, we have to allay those fears. The way we approach what we are doing must be carefully thought through with appropriate change management processes. In other words, we need to get everybody's buy-in. The management can decide this is the way we have to go, and that's clear. You have that clear thinking in mind. But the way you approach it is very important. So having a change management approach, a strategic approach to making people feel that they are being supported in the change that is being introduced is very important. That will work for some. It will not work for the majority. Many of us will prefer to work with somebody, live engaged facilitation, where you can practice, where you can share your screen, where you can engage with the facilitator, you can answer questions and get them clarified, and that is how you actually learn. Actually, the video-based training is best used in that case as a supplement to support what is taking place from your live facilitation classes. Then those two coming together will work beautifully. And so with the introduction of digital skills, do not just simply rely on having a video set up on the in-house academy, the internet for people to do. That is only going to go so far. You still need a live facilitation engagement and being supported with mentorship. And this is where the QCTO qualifications come in. It is particularly designed for this in mind. You have the theoretical training, which is required. You have the practicals, you have live facilitation, and then you have workplace activities that has to be done under the supervision of a mentor. Now you're having something that really puts the whole thing together. And we are championing the QCTO approach to training because it is defined with the input of industry, and it is most appropriate for helping organizations to achieve the competency that you're looking for too. General training programs do not meet individual learning needs. And the point on here is that we need to have learning that is customized, personalized learning. But you say we are doing this in the form of upskilling, that's fine. But then beyond that, what kind of mechanisms are you as a company putting in place to enable people to start applying what they have learned? Otherwise, they will lose that knowledge. And then obviously, a measurement of the training, return on investment. Are you doing return on investment assessment? How do you know the impact of the training you're having? Now, with regards to courses, we do have short courses. We have professional certifications that go for 2 to 3 months, and we do have full qualifications 12 to 18 months. I have mentioned the QCTO. We do have legacy qualifications that are still there, but we are building up a bigger portfolio in QCTO. That includes a big portion of that is IT qualifications, along with other industries. So that includes then the educational offerings for the short courses in AI leadership, AI project management, AI creativity, agentic, and cybersecurity. For professional qualifications, you're looking at cybersecurity, data analytics, project management, cloud, and so forth. These are all digital programs. And then in terms of the QCTO qualifications, we have the information technology qualifications, we have management, we have finance, we have supply chain, and so on. So in conclusion, what can you do? Well, we need to work with people. We need to empower people to use the AI tools effectively in order to enhance your effectiveness as an organization. That's the point. We have noted that we need to create the future workforce. And in that regard, we need to be strategic. We are looking at our own business effectiveness and to achieve your own business goals, which is much bigger than compliance. We need to overcome the fear and become IT literate. Not only become literate, become fully fluent and develop personal mastery. That's where we all need to be heading. And so we say to all of you who are here, you are skills development facilitators, you're learning and development managers, you are employees, lead in your own life. In other words, personal leadership. Lead yourself, personal leadership. Don't follow, lead. Lead yourself. Have a plan and go forward. Be visible and remember to collaborate. Thank you very much.